everyone. I was actually on time tonight. Holy shit. I think because I'm having a guest on tonight, and I didn't want to be rude and not be here on time. So because it's my channel, I kind of have to be here. So, but coming to find out though, I could have been a few minutes late because she's going to be a few minutes late. But that's okay because there's something I wanted people's opinions on, and it's just a couple seconds. First of all, let me see here. Live chat. Hey, MB. LB sent me over to watch. Excited to be here. Oh, awesome. Welcome. Thank you, LB. Thank you, MB. Hey, Megan. Hi, Lily. Hey, Reagan. Hey, Aliar. Hey, Blake. LB told me you were going to talk to the lady that was on KJ's Instagram live about her baby. I was in that live, and let me tell you how sick I was. Aw. Yep. She's going to be here shortly. And I found a few other clips too that's gonna kind of go for help frame that too. Hey Missy, sent by L. I think I owe L like an edible arrangements or something. Thank you, L. Tell me those aren't the best things to get though. Like an edible. Like I sure flowers and chocolates or whatever. It's nice, whatever. But a big bowl of fruit on a stick that's already pre-cut. So you don't even have to peel anything, nothing. It's all fresh and right there. And it's good fruit. Like, that's like the best fucking thing to get, I think. I don't know. Hey, Triple Threat. I don't know if I said hi or not. Hey, Nappy. Hey, Bobby and Gizmo. Oh, welcome. Thank you for becoming a member, Nappy. Welcome. Awesome. Thank you. Hey, Renelle. Pamela Kaiser, I think. Christine, Christine. Sunny D. Jamie Millions. I don't have my glasses on because like Lisa from the West, hey, what's up? They changed my prescription. And the only glasses I have with my new prescription are these, and they don't have the blue light blocking or anything on them. So I can't really wear them on stream because it doesn't look right. So I do have my old ones though. So while we're waiting for Sue, I'd like to play a video for you guys. And I'd like you to tell me what the hell this sounds like. Now, as many of you know, I have the live feed bird cam out back. And last night I left it on for the majority of the night. I think right up until like maybe 5 or 6 a.m. Then I had to turn it off. I found that I can't really let it go 24 hours or anything because if I do that, then it won't save the video. They won't save the stream. So I can't replay anything. So I have to shut it off like once every 10 hours or so. But anyways, so I heard something last night. And the thing is I was in my kitchen and I had the laptop because that's where I stream it from is through the laptop on OBS. So I had the laptop right there and I had the volume all the way turned up and stuff. I mean, my laptop's not very loud, but still the volume was up all the way. And I heard this noise and I jumped. Like I didn't hear it though coming through the windows or anything. I heard it coming through the laptop. And well, you'll see what it is. Okay. So let me share this clip real quick. Video file. Okay, here we go. So it's only like 37 seconds long. So it's not a long video. But you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it 4 times, okay? And the thing is that it's 2 noises. Okay, you just heard one. It's 2 noises, okay? But this was after I heard it. I already heard it the 2 times. So I rewound it, and to hurry up and get to the sound, I was like playing it on high speed. So you hear it fast, on high speed, and then I rewind it real quick, and then you hear it on normal speed. And that's what happens with each one, okay? So here we go. High speed. Normal speed. And then you're going to hear it again. Or you're going to hear the second sound. High speed. Normal speed. So that's it. Now, upon hearing it, and the first time I heard it was on Normal Speaks, I heard it live. And I thought, oh my God, that was a gunshot. That had, like, what else could it have been? And I really think that that's what the first one was. The second one, I think maybe sounds like something. It could have been a firework. I feel like you hear like this, the sparkling of the firework afterwards, firecracker. Although then again, it could be just like shit whizzing right through the trees because there's a bunch of trees right there next to the microphone on the camera. So I don't really know, but it doesn't really sound like a firework. Just like the after effects of that second one kind of do. Other than that, it sounds like a gunshot. But there's been nothing on the news, nothing locally in any of the local Facebook groups, except there was one thing on the Neighbors app. I went onto it and it said it was a post from South Utica. And South Utica is not far from here. Like I'm the part of Utica I'm closest to is West Utica, but I'm at the southern part of West Utica. So South isn't that far from me. But so the post was from South Utica and it said, oh my God, did you hear that noise? And there were a few comments on it. Someone said it shook the house. The other one said, oh my God, I heard it all the way here in New Hartford. And I'm like, I'm about as close to New Hartford as I am South Utica. So, okay. But I don't know. Like, and that's the thing though, if New Hartford heard it, like the part of New Hartford too, that they stated they lived at, that's by my, no, I can say it, but it's a 7-minute drive. I'll put it, I know it's a 7-minute drive from here. So for the sound to travel that far and be heard here that loudly on our camera, why didn't I hear it through myself, through my ears? Granted, my hearing's not the best, but still. But that's the thing. I don't think it was like a handgun. I think it was like a shotgun, which I could see that too. Where I live, it's a village, so you're not going to see that shit in the village, hopefully. But about a mile that way is the marsh. And there's a whole lot of woodland area and stuff with the marsh. It's where the Mohawk River goes through, and the Erie Barge Canal now is called, but it's the Erie Canal. And there's a lot of woodland over there. So I could see someone maybe hunting there. But then again, it's July. What's open in New York State right now for hunting? Like, deer's not, there's no deer hunting. There's no bear hunting. I don't even think that there's duck hunting. Is there? Like, that's fall time usually, right? What the fuck's what's an open season right now? Hi, LB. Thank you very much for throwing everyone over here. I think I owe you like an edible arrangements or something. A little, yeah, like a rifle. That's what I was thinking, like a shot, like not the shotgun ones with the slugs, but with the actual pellets in a shotgun shell. Like, and that's almost what the after sound of the second one sounds like. It sounds like those pellets are like whipping through the leaves or whatever. I don't know. That's what. Yeah, the sprinkle nose could be a buckshot. That's what it's called. I thought the buckshot was the slug. Huh. I don't know. I'm not a big hunter. Anyway, so there's that. Okay, so to get geared up here for this stream, Sue will be here within minutes, but there's a couple of little clips I found that's well, one of them goes directly with this. It relates directly to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull that one up for now. So video file. I'm going to be uploading some shorts from the critter cam there, because I got a really good little video clip of I call them chicken hawks. They're not chicken hawks. I think that they're female cardinals, but they look like they would be called chicken hawks. So anyway, they're fighting out back. This is kind of cool. And then I have another really good shorts video of the groundhog. He's like he's on its back legs. He's trying to get up at the birdseed. It's funny. It's cute. I like it. So, all right. This video here.
Yelled at her.
Okay. This video here is Katie talking about the stream with Sue. She's saying what she was accused of, and then she's saying how it's bullshit and everything. And I think that this is a good little clip to start with, because you're going to directly see how fucking full of shit she is. and like spiteful even too about it. It's ridiculous.
Because I accused her of stealing my son's diagnosis during a live stream, and I like was rude to her, and I'm like, that literally never happened.
I don't know if that first part about the stealing the diagnosis thing is what is directly related to Sue, but the rest of what she's talking about is
I would literally never yell at another mother that has a child of an illness. Never ever have someone come onto my channel and talk about their sick child and then say, you're stealing my son's diagnosis and you're trying to take the attention away from me. When have I ever told, that doesn't even sound like something I would say. I don't ever say you're trying to take the attention away from me.
Wait, did I? Like
that's weird. Why would I say that you're?
I'm going to rewind that again. And here, I'm going to put it on full screen. Logo. Okay, it doesn't want to be bigger. But look at how she stops. She kind of looks down and away like she's like, wait, shit, did I? Fuck.
That's weird. Why would I say that you're trying to take the attention away from me? That's weird. Why would I say that you're taking the attention away from me? If
I did not edit that part at all. I didn't slow it down. I didn't drag it out. That is exactly what she did in real time.
We weren't talking about my son. Like, I would never, ever, ever do that to a mom. And I would never say, you're trying to take attention away from me.
And you're sitting there talking to strangers and you're literally just like not even listening and you're just talking about yourself. And now the chat is focusing on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Thank you, Megan. I'm going to, the link's in the description. I'm going to drop it again in chat too, right here. And I thank you for reminding me. I have to put a ticker up on the screen too about it. That's one thing I didn't do yet. So let me grab it in the description. So here's the link. So here's, when Sue came on, I was going to talk about this charity more because she's actually quite familiar with it. And I think she should be the one to really explain it. But this stream tonight is not monetized. I was going to do like a fundraiser, like a direct fundraising stream, but come to find out, you need to have 10,000 subscribers in order to do that. I'm a little short, so I can't do anything like that. So I'm not monetizing the stream. Instead, we're sharing this. This is a charity that Sue is very familiar with, and she's familiar with the people who conceptualized it. And it sounds like a fantastic charity. 100% of all donations go toward families in need and for the services and the help and everything that they provide. And what they provide really is just like any and all help that like families with children fighting cancer need. So, I mean, we hear about all kinds of things where, agencies or organizations providing insurance, providing, medical care or whatever. And that's great. Don't get me wrong. These families can't live without that. Don't get me wrong. But I think I really like this one in a different way because it sounds to me like they provide all the other things. They aim to provide all the other things, things that people maybe don't even realize or think about when you think of a family going, facing this kind of illness. So I like that because I remember like when my mom had cancer, like the first time she had cancer, the insurance wasn't going to cover chemo. So she had to borrow money from my grandmother for that. And, my grandmother, of course, agreed. But my mom really hated doing that. So, and I know that she really hated that on top of that, she didn't want to borrow the money. She wanted to be able to pay for it herself or whatever. But, she still had me as a young kid at home and, my older sister. So things where money was tight there for a while. So I really appreciate an organization that provides that kind of help because especially if you're a young kid in the family and so it's somebody else in the family that has cancer that you realize that there's things that you might need or want, but you're not going to ask for it because you don't feel right about it. But it doesn't change the fact that you're going to need or want them. So, I mean, it's just, I feel like this is something too that really services the whole family. And at a time like that, I feel like the whole family really needs that. So that's my opinion on it. But anyways, here's the link. And I'm going to put a ticker up now. What was that? I saw something green. Oh, okay. Yeah, I already saw it. Oh, let me make sure. Thank you, Megan. Please drop the link for the nonprofit so we can donate. Okay. Anything else here? Need the link again? No, you need the link again? Okay. Did you get it? Oh, that link. I know what you're talking about. All right. So I get it. All right. I'm going to send it through Twitter again. So, okay. Sue, I sent it, the link to Twitter DMs. Okay, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do a ticker. Is it? I don't want to shoot. Please consider donation to. I have to grab this link again. Copy. Okay. Okay. All right. So here we save, and then show. Why is it? Okay. Now you can see it. Okay. Ready, Sue? I'm gonna add you. Ooh, let me do. I'm sorry. We're not the same size. There we go. Okay. Hi.
That's okay. Yeah. All right.
You got my volume up there? Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Hi.
I'm doing okay. I was last minute painting. I had paint in my hair. I had paint on my face. So I had to get the shower.
Oh, I hear you. I remember, like, before we sold the house, we had to paint a couple of rooms because they were looking very fresh. And I remember thinking, because I grew up in that house, and I was painting the radiator in the bedroom, and I'm like, this is the last radiator I'm ever gonna have to paint. So I had paint everywhere, all the time, everywhere. Can you hear me? I don't. I can't hear you.
Okay, this isn't.
Oh, no. Now I hear you. Okay.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
hear you now.
Okay, good. Okay, so well, right now I was playing a clip from Katie where she's pretty much, she denies like ever having been rude to anyone who had a sick kid before or anything in their chat or whatever. And I just thought I came across this the other day, and I was reminded of the stream come up, and I thought this would be very fitting to play with this. So it's like 2 minutes long or something like that. And then I thought we could go into the other ones because it really shows like how much a liar she is too.
Yeah, there's a delay.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. You wanna try well, wait a minute, let me do this too. I can turn my Ethernet on. Right. Plugged in. Yep, I do. Okay. That might help some. If that doesn't help much, then the only thing I can really think of is maybe like just try going out and coming back in.
Do you want me to go out and come back? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay. So she's gonna go out and come back in. The only thing that sucks about StreamYards is that I don't know what it is with their internet connection when you have people up on panel, but it's like they have a hard time with that. So I wonder if maybe I should use Restream or something instead. Okay. All right, you're added. I don't have my.
So what about that?
Yep. Yeah, I think that there's a delay visually, but not audibly.
Okay.
So,
I can hear it in my earbuds.
Mm-hmm. Do you have YouTube on a tab or anything? Are you listening to the?
Yeah, I do. It's
Okay.
I'm on my laptop.
Right. Okay. So for that, I would just make sure that the volume is off on that tab, so that all of your audio is coming through the backstage here on StreamYards. I mean, you can still have the tab open and look at the chat.
So when I turn my volume down on my laptop, I can't hear you.
No. Don't turn the volume down. Go to the tab where you have the stream open, where you can see the live chat and everything, like as if you were watching the stream. And go to that, and then go to the little speaker thing down on the bottom screen there for the YouTube screen, and just mute that, because the sound will still come through on the other tabs. I mean, I don't hear an echo or anything. So, I mean, if you have it on, the volume on is not on very loud, but it might be messing with your, how we are hearing things. I don't know.
I throw one. Trying to find it.
It's okay. Well, like I said, I mean, your audio is right on time. So okay. It's just that if your visual is just like maybe lagging a little bit, but it's okay.
Yeah. So I hear repeat back.
Oh, so you are hearing an echo. Okay, so yeah, it's you got to be, you must have the sound on then. So yeah, here I'm gonna share screen. Okay. Oh wait, you left. Where'd you go? Mm-hmm. Okay. I just want to wait for her to come back so I can show her what it is I'm talking about, where she can mute it, and then she won't hear the echo anymore. Okay. Okay, so if you look at the screen here, I'm sharing screen, and this is the stream. Okay, so right down here, you see the little speaker thing right there? Just make sure that you mute it there, and then you should be able to hear it just fine.
Right.
Because then all the sound that you hear will be coming right through the StreamYard studio.
I don't have that.
You don't have the volume? You don't have the little volume thing on the... Okay, are you only in the StreamYard studio?
I have YouTube on my... I have YouTube on... No, I have YouTube up on my laptop. Do I need to get rid of that?
Get rid of the volume from that one, yes. Just on the tab. Like, you don't have to turn the volume off for the system. If you don't have the little speaker thing there that I just showed you, you should have a volume bar. You can just pull the bar all the way to the left, or if you go all the way up to the very top part where you see the little top part of the tabs, there should be a little speaker there icon, and you can just click on that and that'll mute it too. I don't know the hotkeys for muting. I just know like pausing.
Now I'm muted there. No, that's for my headphones. Oh,
Yeah, you
What
want
is
to
it?
keep that on.
exit out of YouTube from your laptop because you are in. Oh, okay. So
I wanted to ask that I'm assuming that she's on StreamYards on the laptop, right? Because if not, then they would make options different. All right, so I'm going to remove that. I don't need to share that anymore. So stop that screen. All right.
okay, now I don't have a picture, which is fine.
Well, that's up to you. I mean,
Yeah,
can you hear
it's
okay?
fine.
Okay.
I can hear you now, just perfect.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I thought I played this clip really quick, and then we'll move on to the other ones. But this I like this one because it just really shows her to be quite the liar. So so you get to stream.
Susan and Debbie.
Oh,
I
no,
don't even
wrong
know
one.
if you guys were listening. I understand.
Nope, wrong one. I'm sorry, my bad. Where's? I thought I had it still up there. I guess not. So it was in
There we go.
audio file. Oh, hi. All right, here we go. So yeah, it's only like 30 seconds long or something, I think it said.
Yelled at
Yeah,
her
it's not-
because I accused her of stealing my son's diagnosis during a live stream, and I was rude to her, and I'm like, that literally never happened. I would literally never yell at another mother that has a child of an illness. Never ever have someone come onto my channel and talk about their sick child and then say, you're stealing my son's diagnosis and you're trying to take the attention away from me. When have I ever told, that doesn't even sound like something I would say. I don't ever say you're trying to take the attention away from me.
Really, no.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Why would I say that you're taking the attention away from me if we were?
And when I was playing this earlier, I stopped. I'm like, do you see how she stopped and thought? She's like, wait, shit, did I?
Right. She did.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about my son. I would never, ever, ever do that to a mom. And I would never say, you're trying to take attention away from me.
And you're sitting there talking to strangers and you're literally just not even listening and you're just talking about yourself. And now the chat is focusing on Susan and Debbie. I don't even know if you guys were listening. I understand that you're talking about what happened to you, but when you're chatting and I'm talking, how do you listen to me? It seems kind of rude to me. It just killed my mood. But I can't, you're sharing with me while I'm talking. I can't read with you and you're talking and then it's taking over the entire chat. All I see is people talking about their own stuff, and I'm not trying to be selfish. If you say to turn chat off, but you're not trying to share with me. If you're trying to talk about your own life while I'm talking, you're not actually listening. It's distracting when I'm trying to tell you a story when I see the chat and you guys are talking and you're not listening. And
So, all right, there's that. And now, get that out of there. Remove from studio. Okay, so this is
when she decided to say, you're all talking and all this stuff. I was listening, and she had asked a question. Have any of you ever had to have a child in a trauma bay?
Yeah, yep.
So I answered her, yes, I've been there. I know what it's like, and I'm so sorry. It's like you asked a question. I was just answering, and then she gets all pissy. Yeah.
Freaking crazy. I swear to God. Okay, so now this stream this night where this happened, there were two streams. In fact, apparently not many people know this. There were two. Well, I'm sure you do, but I think she started off on her Katie Joy Live channel, and that's when she kind of lost her shit or whatever. And then she signed off in like a huff or in a hurry, and then she went and signed on through her Without a Crystal Ball channel, and then she started saying how like I was trying to talk about this on my other channel, but it's too much of a hassle or some shit like that. She's like, and then I remember, oh, I still have people over on the other channel that care about me. It's like, it's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Now, had you talked in her chat before then, like,
yeah, I did, because I started following her because I did keep up on some shows, but that's how I started, was because of that,
Right,
so that's how I started watching her. I had never been on YouTube before in my life until this, until I started following her, just to watch it, just because, and then we downsized our cable, so I lost all those channels, so it was a way to keep up. Yeah,
true.
And then
I never even
was
thought
like,
about that way.
oh my God.
So was that like the first time in her live stream chat where you like maybe talked about anything personal, or?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. We, yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, that was the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and that was the last time.
You know what? I'm going to wait until I'm going to play the stream, and then I'm going to ask you these other questions, because I'm kind of curious, like what was being said at certain points of the stream on in the chat for her to react the way she did, So and that'll make more sense though as it plays, I think. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't share the screen yet. All right. Sorry. I went to go press play too, and it's like it can't play right now or whatever. I'm like, wow. I'm like, oh, I didn't refresh it for a while, so that's probably why. There we go. And now I'll share screen. Okay. All right. It just takes a second to start. There we go.
Hi guys. I just wanted to jump on here because I was having a rough day, and I was like late to get information and content out for you today. And I was like having a tough time just like putting it all together and keeping my head straight, and like feeling I don't even know, like motivated. I was trying to get my makeup done, and I was trying to like get everything ready today, like 3 hours just to put my makeup on. And I was like, why is it taking me so long just to like do something so basic?
I'm speeding it up just because especially for the beginning part, because she just like, I don't know, she repeats like the same shit over and over again, I think.
Why am I so out of it? Why do I feel so foggy? Why do I feel so like down? I was like, okay, is it the government stuff? Like, that just doesn't even seem real. Like, why would I be this down over something like that? That doesn't even make sense. Like, yes, it's like what's happening right now is, it's hard to fathom, but at the same time, it's like, it can't get me this down. Like, it's not feasible. So I was like, okay, take the time, the clock just keeps going and going and going. And I'm like, it's like 2 o'clock and I'm still don't have my makeup on. And I've literally been doing my eyebrows or my eyeshadow for 2 hours. And I'm just like trying to figure out what I'm going to do. And I can't process anything, and I can't think, and I can't find anything, and I can't focus. And I'm like, why do I? And then I'm like, I'm trying to watch what's happening on the news. And then, I'm obviously tweeting in the middle of all that, trying to like distract myself. And I'm like, is it like, am I not focusing on anything because of everything that's going on in the world, or is it something else that's going on? And then all of a sudden I get this message in my inbox, and it's from this person that I've known for a very long time. And it was a message that had come on her like memories from 8 years ago. And it was like about my son, and it was about the day.
I fear that I might have gotten the two streams mixed up, but I'm going to go ahead and let them play anyways, because I don't know. It doesn't matter if they play in order or not. So I'm just going to let it keep playing. But this might be the second one. I don't think it is, but it might be.
That he almost passed. And she's like, this was in my memories today. And it was a prayer for the child.
They're right there too. Like she's talking about this, like this thing affected her entire day. It affected her doing like the most simplest and mundane tasks, like putting on eyeshadow. But she didn't even realize it was that day. She had to open up her email to see something sent to her by a friend to remind her of something that happened on social media or whatever, like years prior. And I don't know. I wonder if it wasn't right there on the forefront of your mind, then was it really this huge, and especially because like, and you'll hear her talk about it too. She's not talking about this as like, oh my God, it was wonderful. It was a day, that we learned my son was going to be okay. He's fine. It's a survival day, but she's just like, she just keeps going over and over and repeating it over and over again about how the doctors didn't expect him to survive. And it's almost like she wants to be stuck there again or something. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, she would. Yeah, to have to. I don't know. I mean, I have my off days, and I know why I'm having my off day.
Right.
Yeah. It's like I wake up and just the coffee ain't doing anything, and I just kind of feel blah. I know why. Mm-hmm. It's not. I have to be reminded. Right. And I just don't understand that.
I don't either. Yeah, I don't either.
It should be joyous though, too.
Like and we didn't know why. And I was like, this is why I can't do anything today. Like, this is why can't focus. This is why I'm so out of it. It's like your body knows that you're like, you don't connect the dots. I wouldn't have even like paid attention until she sent me that. And I was like, this is 8 years ago, the worst day of my life. No wonder today literally feels like I can't put one foot in front of the other.
See, they're right there. I know she's recalling the day that her son, like his system crashed or whatever, and when they went into the hospital. That's the worst day of her life. I can, okay, fine. But I feel like that throughout these 8 years since then, that worst day of her life would have been replaced with the best day of her life, where they learned what was wrong with him, and guess what? He's gonna be okay. It's manageable. He's gonna be fine. Why was that not replaced with that?
And some years it's been weird because it's like I go into this fog this time every year that this happens, and it's like I don't really realize I'm going through it until like it's pointed out to me, or I look at the calendar, or like really think about what day it was when it happened. And then all of those emotions are like flooding back to me of being at the hospital and feeling helpless and not knowing what was going to happen and not knowing what was wrong. And then like looking at my kid now and being like, oh my God, he's here. He's alive. Everything's cool. Like he made it, It doesn't make those like, I don't know. It doesn't make it any easier when those memories come back. So I don't know if you've gone through anything like that in your life, but I just wanted to share that that's what I was going through today. And
right here, I think.
I thought it would get easier every year. I honestly did.
I know it wasn't that hard.
But it doesn't really seem to. For some reason, this year hit me harder than most. And I came downstairs and I told my son, happy survival day. That's what we call it. It's like his second birthday. Because he was born and then he almost passed and now he survived.
I'm not trying to make jokes or find the humor here or anything. I'm not really trying to. But when she says, it's so happy survival day, I said to him, it's kind of like his second birthday. Because, he was born and then he almost died. And then he didn't. Like, she really needed to explain the whole second birthday thing to us there, right? Come on.
I know. We won't get it.
Oh, God.
I don't know about her.
But that's what's weighing on my heart. And I think what's been weighing on me for the last few days has just been this lack of motivation, this lack of wanting to get up, this lack of wanting to do anything. It all comes back to that. And it's amazing how it can stick with you and stay on you and be with you. It's honestly amazing that you can like go through something like that and
Well,
It's amazing that you can go through something like that and like have no memory of it, and then like you're back there like it was just yesterday.
wasn't it her son who went through something like that? I mean, yeah, I know she went through
Yeah.
something too. Don't get me wrong, I get that, but she's talking about it like it was her trauma, like it was her experience, like it was her firsthand experience when it wasn't. You know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you'd be happy,
It
but
is amazing. What
Yeah.
the remembers the heart.
But yeah, it's I don't know. I feel like I don't want to say she's hijacking it from her kid, because I don't think her kid really fully realizes much of it either, because he was young when all this happened. Why, he wasn't,
right.
I don't think he's like fully sentient yet, So, I mean, he doesn't have the trauma, I don't think. So it's like she just decided to take it up for him.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was too young when a lot of this happened, that he probably doesn't even remember any of the trauma, until he got older, They're so young that they just don't remember.
Yeah, and I also too, like, I think back to when I was that age. I mean, I was never like really, really sick or anything, but like I remember always having like an ear infection or whatever, shit like that. But like there's only one time really that I can really remember the ear infection, and that I was a teenager and it was that bad. But like I know I was always the pain, everything. I just remember, but I don't remember. So I don't know. I'm sure that ear infection is much different though than like heart surgery and shit. Don't get me wrong, I get that, but I just don't think that he's gonna remember much of it. So I think Katie's just making sure that she remembers it all for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, like my great niece had open heart surgery when she was like just a baby. I mean, she was not even 4 months old. And she knows, she had something because she still has, her scar down her chest. But when she asked, then she goes, "Oh no, I don't want to know. I don't care. I'm here." Yeah. She's 11 now, and she had it. Yeah. And she had it at 3 months old, and she's like, "Oh, I don't care. I just have a cool scar." That's her thing.
That's admirable. That's freaking admirable.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Yeah. Now she just says, "Oh, I'm still here to bug you, so I'm good." Yeah. It's just,
it was so
yeah,
weird.
they
Like, all
just
day,
don't
just,
understand.
Right. Yeah, they don't. I mean, it's a blessing, I think, really, But
Yes, absolutely.
laying there, and I was like, I don't want to move. I was like upstairs, and I was like laying on the bed, and I was like, I don't want to work. Then I went and worked out. Then I took a shower. Then I started putting my makeup on. And normally I putz around with my makeup because I read while I'm doing it. But it was just weird. It was like I started doing my makeup at 11 o'clock. I finished putting my makeup on at almost 3. Because I would start and then I would just stop, and I just couldn't. It's like, what is taking you so long, Katie? Like, why is it taking you so long just to put your makeup on? This is so dumb. So yeah.
I'm gonna just throw it out there. I would get like that too sometimes, especially when I was taking Adderall. And usually, though, when I started getting like that throughout the day after having taken my Adderall, that was usually a sign for me that I might want to take a break from taking my Adderall for a little while, because my tolerance seems to be getting up there again, And it doesn't take much or take long for your tolerance to get up there from Adderall. And when it does, I always found for myself, just take a couple weeks off and you'll come right back fine, But that's exactly what I would get. I would get up in the morning, you would think you took your Adderall, you can focus, you can get shit done. But if you take your Adderall and you're still sitting there trying to do your makeup for 3 hours and you just can't get it done, then the Adderall's not really doing the trick for you anymore, and you might need to just take a break.
Yeah.
So that's what it sounds like.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you just sit there and you're like, how did I survive that? Like, how did I get through that? How did she get through that?
Okay.
How did we get through that? It's amazing. Everything that he's gone through, everything we've gone through, everything that we've been fighting for. I don't know what I need. I just needed to like share that with you. I know some people on here will be like, don't care and won't matter to them because it's not tea and it's not interesting. And I was on my other channel.
Yeah, this is the second one.
Railed and
damn it, this is the second one. Damn it. All right, I'm just gonna let this one finish.
I'm just gonna go onto the main channel. I'm gonna share it there. Sometimes people care about me there. Sometimes they don't.
Right there.
I don't know. I felt like even finding content today was hard. Like, I mean, I had what I needed to put out, but it was just like, I felt like I was going through the motions. Like it was hard to like even, it's been like that for a week. It's just like every time I try to make a video, I'm finding it hard to laugh. I'm finding it hard to just be silly. And I think there's just this heaviness with what's happening in the world right now. And then there's this like heaviness of every year feeling like this because of what we went through. And it's like compounded. And I was thinking like, maybe if I actually just like shared that with someone else that's going through it might see it and just not feel alone. Because it's hard when you don't have a lot of people in your life that have gone through what you have. It's really scary to almost lose a child, and it's really scary to have that in your life because you fear it happening again. And then you never know if it will happen again because you know that your son has that same illness today and it could land that same way. And so you live on like pins and needles because you don't know if the next illness will get him there again. Like it was like that in June. The same thing, like stops breathing at home or in the ambulance. We're trying to get him to come back. And it's like,
okay.
It never gets easier.
So yeah,
we know what he has. We know how to take care of him. But
I'm gonna let this play out. I just skipped that. I pulled it up in another tab. I skipped ahead a little bit to see like what exactly is coming up or whatever. And this she says some kind of some fucked up shit. She doesn't. I don't think she yells at the chat so much here yet, but some of the things are with the doctors and stuff.
But it never gets easier to see your kid just like lose consciousness and feel helpless and scared. So if you've gone through that, I see you. I feel you. I can't promise you that it'll get. Yeah, the flashbacks from the trauma base.
Were you in the chat for the second stream here?
Part of it, I didn't stay.
Okay, all right.
I was like, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious though, because I imagine, because I do know that her audience for her main channel, which I think is what she's on now, it was much bigger than for the other channel. And I also know that for the other channel, there was more of the followers who were into watching her drama, where her main channel, not so much into the drama. So
right.
I think it's reasonable to expect that the audiences are going to be different and the chat's going to be different. So I'm wondering if it was what the chat was like or whatever, and if she was like getting mad and shit. I don't know. Or if people were trying to offer their own personal stories to relate, much like you were, if she was now not getting pissed off at them for doing, I don't know.
No, they did. They tried to kind of relating to her. Not, they were the whole time. Both.
Right.
It just, I don't know. Maybe she thought about it. I don't know. Because I went to DM with her and I just said, that was just so rude. In between these two streams. Yeah. And she just kind of kept arguing with me. I'm like, whatever, I'm done. And then boom, I was blocked not long after that.
How do you do that? Like, okay, so she wanted shit to be all about her. Okay, I get whatever. So then you turn the fucking live chat off.
Yes.
Because you can't control what people talk about. So the fact that you can't control it is going to distract you, then just remove the distraction,
Yeah. But then she couldn't see the ones that were saying, oh my gosh, Katie, I'm so sorry. And,
yeah, true.
Kissing her. Yeah. She just had to pick apart somebody.
Yeah.
Trauma Bay are like the hardest. The Trauma Bay flashbacks are like so terrible. And then the flashbacks of like getting into the ICU and like not being able to find a blood sugar and then them telling us that he's probably not going to make it.
you're just like, you carry that with you. And I just know that like every day there are so many people that go through that. And like every day there's people that their lives end because of my son's illness. And so I'm always like so grateful for another day. And I also know that like we could be there again at any time. I'm sure it's PTSD. It was so weird. Like he was in the middle of trauma bay and he was like, they're intubating him. And the doctor's like, he's so cute. It was the weirdest moment of my life. My son is literally can't breathe. And the doctor's like, but he's so cute. It was weird.
Oh my God. That's not what he said. Come on.
Like, I don't know if he was trying to be like human to calm me down.
I don't know of any fucking doctor at any point in time, and no matter the profession, that ever stopped and said to a mother, oh, your son is so cute. Let alone in an emergent situation. Come on.
Yeah, it never happened to us.
Oh my God, it's crazy. Like doctor, they don't. Yeah, here, let me stop this intubation here or whatever, and save this life to tell you, oh, your son's so cute. Why wouldn't you punch the doctor at that point and be like, get the fuck back to work,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, yeah, I know he's cute. Go make him breathe, right? Like, yeah. That was so weird. Like, he's so cute. That's great. No, could you just go get him on the ventilator, please? Make sure he doesn't stop breathing again.
Katie had to keep the doctors in line there.
Yeah.
He is really cute. He's way bigger now. The funny thing is about today, he was so crabby. Maybe he knew. He was so mad. He slept in. We slept in until 7 today. And he got out of bed and he was so angry because he gets up at 6:30. And he was like, I didn't want to sleep in. I didn't want to get up. I wanted to get up earlier. Why did you let me sleep in? Why did I do that? He got really angry that he slept in. And then he came downstairs and he was so mad all morning because he slept in. And he was like yelling and just crying. And he's like, because it threw off his routine. And we're like, why are you so crabby? Because I didn't want to sleep in. Hate when I do that. When he's a teenager, he will not say that. I don't know if he'll even sleep when he's a teenager. He never sleeps now, but he was so mad that he slept in. So maybe he knew too. Maybe his body was like, I'm so tired. I need to sleep too. Anyways, if you've gone through that, and if you feel like that and you have those flashbacks, and if you've been in that position, like, I don't know, just like take some time for yourself and breathe.
But just don't bring it up in my fucking chat,
I came downstairs when I realized it was him. It was his day, and I gave him a high five, and I said, "Happy Survival Day." We tell him, like in very basic terms, like what happened. He's never impressed. I watched that stuff on the TV, and I was finding myself aggravated in general. The state of the world is just a mess right now, so that doesn't help at all. But anyways, you guys, I just wanted to tell you that, and I'm not going to keep you anymore. That's why I was late with everything. That's why I was in a funk all day. That's why I've been.
I'm going to skip ahead. I'm skipping ahead to the end here, and then I'm just going to go ahead and pull up the other video. But I think this is the one where she gets all mad at Todd when it ends, and she ends it abruptly.
So when people tell me that I need to leave the internet and I have to give up and I have to stop, I just remember that I've been through the hardest day of my life. I watched my son. I've watched him fight to live. And
he did.
I'm not going to stop my job because he needs us to work and he needs us to have everything and he needs to be cared for and he needs to have services and that has to get paid for. So I'm going to keep going and I'm just going to get off here now, but that's all I have. Thanks for listening.
Oh, it must have been the other one. Okay. All right. So there's that. Other one. We do that. Right, that one. Okay. Oops. Okay. That was that one. This one. Okay. So this one is the first one. I apologize. I must have gotten it mixed up. Yeah, that's right. Yes, that's right. Why is the volume not coming through? Oh, that's why.
Where I feel like I'm like completely off. Why can't I get? So today was one of those days where, sorry, my stand is all messed up. I can't get my face in the middle. Even if I try. I can't get my face in the middle. Is this better? Okay. I was having this day.
She still does accents better than I do. It's annoying.
And I have a serious confession here. So I spent my day just doing like, I worked out, I got dressed, I spent like 8 hours watching the impeachment conferences with the House of Representatives. And then I was like, it took me like 3 hours just to put my makeup on. I don't know why it took me so long just to even get ready. I felt like really unmotivated and I felt really like down all day. And I didn't even get like my first video out until like, I don't even know, 3 or so, which is like super late. And I literally just finished my last video.
So I just happened to look at the chat here. Sorry. I haven't been looking at the chat. My apologies. But someone just asked if it can now get to the bottom here. Okay. Someone asked about her second channel. I don't know where it went. All right. So why is it not here now? Oh, okay. So someone asked about her second channel. They said that they didn't know that she had a second channel, and does she still have the second channel? I don't believe she does. Like, maybe it still exists, but there's nothing on it, and there hasn't been anything on it for a long time. She had to remove all the content. This where she would do a lot of her YouTube live streams. I think she did that as a means to not risk her main channel, her main moneymaker and whatnot, but also for a way, and that way she could still talk shit about people. So, but then the Toddy Westbrook lawsuit happened and she had to take down all this content. So, and she just kind of let it go by the wayside for the most part. I don't know if it's still there. It might not be, but either way, it might as well be like it's not there anymore. So, but it was called Katie Joy Live. That was the name of it.
And like all day I was like feeling super down and I was like, why am I feeling so down? Why am I feeling so bad? What's going on? And I was like, well, maybe it's the stuff that's going on in the world, like maybe that's why you are not focusing. But like, honestly, it never takes me like 3 hours, like to get makeup on and like to even get started or stay focused. And I couldn't stay focused.
Oh.
And then like literally out of the blue, a friend of mine.
Okay. Yeah. She did do Instagram lives at the time and everything, but these two lives, this wasn't Instagram. They were both on YouTube. One was done on her, the Katie Joy Live channel, the one I was just talking about. And then the other one was done on her Without a Crystal Ball channel. So these weren't Instagram, but for a while there, she stopped doing many lives on YouTube altogether and just did them on Instagram for quite a while. But this was when she was still doing them on the channels.
Friend of mine, Ashley, who honestly I've known like from a mommy group that I was in like 9 years ago, like a bunch of the mommy girl, like my birth month or whatever, like back when baby center was like a thing and you had like birth month groups. So one of the girls from the birth month group reaches out to me and she sent me like this message and she's like, this was in my memories, like from 8 years ago. And I was like, oh, what is it? And it was like this photo of my son as a baby. And then it was like this thing that was like, please pray for Vaughn and his family. This is like really scary. Like something really serious is going on. We don't know if he's going to make it. And then it was like, I looked at the calendar and I was like, this is why I can't get anything done today. This is why it's taken me like 4 hours just to do my makeup. It's the anniversary of the day that he almost died. It's like the most traumatic day of my life. And it's weird because it's so weird. Because you would think as you get further away, you would get like less reactive to it. Like you wouldn't notice it. You wouldn't. And this year it was different. Like I didn't notice the date, but like that darkness that you get, like that heaviness that you get, it's like somehow your body knows that you went through that and remembers the date that it was. So I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot. And then I was like,
Jesus, stop.
This was the day that we like rushed him to the hospital. This was the day that like we sat in a trauma bay with our son. Just like washing. Oh, I don't know if any of you have been in a trauma bay before. It's really scary. It was like this big cold room. It was like concrete was everywhere. And it was like this spot where I believe it must have been that way because maybe ambulances can go in there. I don't know a lot about trauma bays, but, and then there was like almost like a stage where they had everything set up like it was like surgical. There was like so many people in there, 20, 10, 15 people in there, all just like hovering around our tiny little boy. And they're like putting a tube down his throat and you see his stomach go up. And you got the ER doctor, intensivist, like running over to you being like, he's really cute. And you're like, what? And you're just like watching them like all over your kid. And they're just like, we're just trying to like stabilize him. We don't really know what's going on. He's not breathing very well. And then you're like, they're like putting tubes in him. And then they're like, we're just going to get him upstairs to the ICU. It'll be fine. Like, we'll get him stable. We'll get him there. We'll get him there. And then you're like, suddenly they get him on the vent and then they're moving him up to the ICU. And then you're in the ICU and it's even more chaotic. There's like 47 monitors like on the screen, like on the, well, I don't know, 47, like 3 big TVs where all of his, like everything, you can read all of his saturations and all of his vitals. And there's doctors and nurses and respiratory therapists. And there's like people that are there just for the vent. And then there's people that are there to do blood work. And then there's people that are there to do all this other stuff. And you're just sitting there and you're like, you're just like, oh my God, what is happening? And there was this really weird moment because there was this woman that was like the nurse and she was like trying to take his blood sugar. And I was like, I was really upset that she was taking his blood sugar because obviously I know that those prick and I didn't want him to hurt. And then like, she's like, his blood sugar is 0. And I was like, his blood sugar is 0. And she's like, we can't get a read. We can't get a read. And so they keep trying to like check his blood sugar and they keep going, it's 0. It's 0. And they're like, that can't be right. That can't be right. His blood sugar cannot be 0. And then they're like, his temperature is 91 degrees. And you're just like,
that never sounded right to me. Like, okay, so if it's a newborn or if it's a real, young baby, yeah, their blood sugar can get pretty fucking low, like in single digits and shit, but still though, 0, whatever, I'm not a medical expert, but it's the 91 degrees that always got to me. Like, you're like, isn't it like hypothermia almost? Or like, I want to say it might even be hypothermia. But then again, I know things are different with newborns than they are for, adults. Okay, fine. So maybe that's the case here. But I would think that if my core temperature were to drop down to 91, I think I'd be in hypothermia, right? I mean, I don't understand that.
His heartbeats are low, less than 40 beats per minute. They're like, you're just like freaking out. You don't understand what's going on. You don't know what you're listening to. And you're like, so they ended up having to send his blood work to the lab. His blood sugar was 7. They said it was the lowest blood sugar they'd ever seen in a patient that wasn't dead. They had no idea how he was alive. They're like, he should not be alive right now. He should not be here. This is impossible.
My God, they would never say that.
And we were like, okay.
No, they
wouldn't. We didn't know what that meant. And they had no idea why his blood sugar was so low.
Wrong button. Yeah, it kills me because between that and she's going to go on to say here shortly that the doctor told her that they had like a 5, I don't remember the exact percentage, but something like 5 or 8% mortality rate or something for their ICU, for their hospital. And then the doctor says to her, but he's like the sickest one here. Like, that would never happen. What the first you get a doctor hitting on your kid saying how cute he is, and now they're telling you that he's the sickest one there. Fuck off. Just fuck off.
Yeah. Yep.
It's crazy.
And then they just like hooked him up to everything and just plugged him with all kinds of stuff. They had no idea what was wrong with him. It was so scary. And then his heartbeat started falling. So then they had to put an arterial line and pump dopamine directly into his heart to make his heart beat. It was like they had him on heating pads because he was hypothermic.
I don't know why this is buffering, but like, I think I'm sorry. Who? This was 8 years 8 years prior, right? She remembers all of this shit like that well. I mean, my daughter was in the hospital twice for pneumonia, and I couldn't. Besides an X-ray, I have no idea what the fuck they did. I mean, I know it's different, but still, I get that it's different. I do. I get that hers was more traumatic. Absolutely, I get that. But she's going through everything like step by step.
I don't remember. I mean, even 5 years after my daughter passed, I don't remember everything. It just I chose to forget some of it, but they just, you know how doctors and nurses talk, you don't understand it anyway.
Right, yeah.
So it's like, I couldn't remember any of that. There's some things I do remember, but I couldn't remember, especially if he's going through that much trauma.
Yeah, exactly.
And this doctor's there, that doctor's there, and everything. You couldn't remember that. I don't see how she could.
She's in the way she's just explaining it. They put dopamine, like, or whatever, directly into his heart. Like, okay, like,
yeah.
It's weird how it's like she wants to recall these memories, which, I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with it, but I don't. It's weird. I think it's just fucking weird.
Yeah.
Thurman. It was really scary. And you're in this like hospital and like so
she can't stop looking at the chat now.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not gonna look. I gotta look.
Chatting about, like, it's really weird to me that you guys are sitting here chatting about things that are totally unrelated, and I'm telling you something really serious, and you guys are just like talking about things that are unrelated. I actually think I'm gonna go. It's weird to like be opening up and all I see is you guys sitting there talking about yourselves. So
it's the chat that
you guys are being really rude. Like, it's weird. I was like gonna turn chat off. Like, I honestly can't imagine like sitting here and having someone open up to you about the hardest day of their lives, and you're sitting there talking to strangers, and you're literally just like not even listening, and you're just talking about yourself.
Kind of like she's doing.
Yeah.
She can't stop looking. It's funny. I'm sorry, that part's funny.
And now the chat is focusing on Susan and Debbie. So I don't even know if you guys were listening.
Okay, this is what I don't get, like, right there. Like, people don't have to be listening. You're okay. This is a one-sided conversation for the most part when you stream, I think. Even with the live stream chat, it's still like largely one-sided. Because the channel, she's the channel owner, the creator, and content creator, whatever. She's the one who's going to make all the decisions, set all the rules. She's the one who can decide what the story is or what the subject is for the night. It's very one-sided. And so for her to sit there and say, I don't even know if you guys heard what I said or whatever. Well, this is what the replay's for. Because it's a one-sided conversation, you're allotted to have your one side of the conversation. Everyone else does it on their own terms, or at their pace too. It's like, did you expect this to be like a bunch of best friends sitting around a coffee table, to consoling you or something? I mean, if that's what you want, then go see your friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's just the entitlement that I think she has there, the expectations, what she feels like everyone owes her in that chat. And it never, obviously, it's the fact that she doesn't want to give up any of these things, for the chat or to anyone in the chat herself or whatever. But the fact that she wants to even take these perks of the chat away from the people in the chat, I don't know. Like, she didn't even want you talking to other people in the chat about this.
Right. Right.
That didn't affect her at all. It shouldn't have anyways, it's like she didn't even want you talking to other people there. That's what always hit me as crazy. Like, wow.
I understand that you're talking about what happened to you, but when you're chatting and I'm talking, how do you listen to me? It seems kind of rude to me. So I don't know if I would do something like that. It just killed my mood. It's a hard day. It's hard to even like, but I can't, you're sharing with me while I'm talking. I can't read with you and you're talking and then it's taking over the entire chat. All I see is people talking about their own stuff, and I'm not trying to be selfish, but it's like, man, I just want to share something and I just want people to listen.
Or you can get one line for yourself and one line for your kid. Or both lines for yourself.
Thank you, Molly, for becoming a member. It's weird. I've gotten used to this weird thing about when you live in this world, because it's like, but if you say to turn chat off, but you're not trying to share with me. If you're trying to talk about your own life while I'm talking, you're not actually listening. I don't think that makes sense, but whatever. It's distracting when I'm trying to tell you a story when I see the chat and you guys are talking and you're not listening, and I'm having a hard day. And I like appreciate my members so much, but man.
Yeah.
Not really. Not really. I appreciate my members. Yeah, I appreciate my members being there to, I don't know, feed my ego or whatever whenever I need it, or just see. I don't know. I'm now knowing what I know, looking back on all these instances where she's pulled shit like this. You know, now I know, I see them for what they are, and they're like, I referred to them the other day on Twitter as get out of jail free cards, because like whenever like the accountability weight starts to come down on her and she's looking to get out from under it, she will throw these, you know, what we've called shields up. She'll bring up her son. Now it's her grandfather or whatever. And she will just hammer away at these get out of jail free cards over and over and over again until she's reached a point where she feels like she doesn't have to face accountability, because now people are going to excuse her. She's going to be allowed to be an asshole now because, well, she's had these asshole things done to her. So she can be the asshole. Now she's excused and people will realize this now. You know, I feel like that's what these all are now. So, and it's just, I don't know. I think maybe you were putting a wrench in her avoidance of accountability plans. Oh my God. Mike, sorry, I'm going to mute because
I'm not doing anything.
It's upsetting that this is what happens in this world when you have a child that's sick, is that when one person opens up, then everyone else has to pile their stories on and talk about their life too. And sometimes all you want is someone to listen and not have to tell you about what they went through. You just want someone to hear what you said and to understand, and to not make it about themselves and have a conversation. If I were sitting with you face to face, I highly doubt that you would interrupt and start talking about your own experience when I'm in the middle of telling you something extremely traumatic that happened to me. I highly doubt you would start talking about your own child and make it about you because you can empathize.
You're muted.
Okay, I remember that always amazed me though, because like I think back to times when like I opened up about things like that, you know, really upsetting things or whatever to my friends or to people I knew, and if they just didn't really share anything back, then I felt uncomfortable. I felt like, I don't know, leery, I guess maybe. But if they shared something back, especially if it's something relatable, then that put me at ease. You know, it's weird that it doesn't do that for her.
And this happens so much with this world. Like, we as parents start competing in a way with one another that like our experience was worse or we understood it more. And I didn't see people relating to me. I saw people talking and not listening.
That's because she didn't read the chat.
I saw people commenting to other people and not, it just looked like you guys were having a good old time in there. And it's,
I'm curious, like, what was the discussion in there for her to just glance in there and think how you guys were just having a good old time in there? Because it didn't sound to me like it was something that you would label as a good old time, you know? Like, it sounded like it was some sad moments, you know? And
there was some people sharing and you know, feeling sorry for her and relating that to her, but we were having fun, I guess. You know?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. It's crazy though that she looks over at that and she's like, "Oh, you guys are just having a ball in there." Like, what?
Yeah.
What do your horrible times look like then? Jesus Christ.
Right. I need to take a restroom break really quick.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we can pause. No problem. Here.
All right. I need
Right,
to.
so I took you off the main screen right now. If that helps or whatever, just let me know when you're back. And
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, but okay, yeah. Okay, you're good. Holy shit, my chat's catching up now. Hey, Granny's watching. Hey, I don't know all these other names. Hey, Channelie. Hey, Living Lovely. Hey, LW90. Bliss Chris. Charlotte. Oh my God, thank you so much for the super chat, Charlotte. She has no empathy, so she doesn't understand others trying to empathize. I will definitely, I'm going to give the super chat to the charity though that we're sponsoring here. This room, I should probably keep reminding the chat of it. That's my mistake. So yeah, if the stream's not monetized, because I wanted to do in a direct fundraising kind of stream, but you need at least 10,000 subs in order to do that. And I don't have 10,000 subs. So I instead opted to not monetize the stream. And I'm requesting that if anyone wishes to donate or support the channel or whatever, to instead consider supporting this charity. This charity that I have listed in the description. It's been shared in the chat, but it's also on the ticker going across the bottom. And Sue's back now, so I'm going to ask her to maybe explain the charity better than me. So,
okay.
Yeah, now you're back on. So, can you want to just kind of explain this charity a little bit so people?
Yeah. The charity is it's Love Like Crazy. So a friend of mine who I met by fundraising for her because her daughter had cancer, basically was born with it. She, after Ellie had passed away when she was 4, she wanted to keep her daughter's legacy alive and helping other people. So she came up with this foundation where we help fragilely ill children. They don't have to have cancer. They could anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be cancer. Okay, it's just kind of like cancer is it, just because that's kind of, you know, how we got together. So we help them. So they find out we went through like Children's Hospital, Mary Bridge, and we are put out as a resource. So if they need help with, say they're in the hospital, I mean, because there's times you spend weeks at a time or months at a time in a hospital. We help them with gas, like gas cards or food cards. They feed the kids, but they don't feed you, you know, so we help that way. Even if they're, you know, they can't pay their light bill or their water bill, we help with that. And we also help the families if they have, say their child passes, we will help up to a certain amount with funeral cost, or if they want food after the service, and we kind of help that way. And it's all done by our blessed community that we have here. And other people, Sarah reached a lot of people when Ellie was sick. I mean, she was on the news, local news here and everything. So, because all Ellie wanted was postcards. She wanted postcards from all over the world. She was only 4 years old.
Oh my God.
And she still has them. She has bags and bags of postcards people sent from all over the world. That's how well she just got known. So that's what she wanted. So this foundation, we just don't want somebody to feel like they don't know where to turn. My daughter passed away 27 years ago. We were young, younger, but it's expensive to pass away. We didn't know what we were going to do. We didn't know how we were going to have a funeral for her. And if it wasn't for my mom, she helped us. And then we set up a payment plan and paid her back. It's expensive when you're in the hospital. I only worked part-time, but I had to take a leave of that absence to be there with her. So Sarah and I both know what it's like to be in a hospital and not have anything and not, be able to, we couldn't get help. So we just want to make it as easy as possible, or easier, I should say, on these parents.
That's what stood out to me when you talked about this before. Like, I think that when people talk about our vision, like, fighting a disease or illness or cancer or whatever, your first concern is like health insurance, healthcare, those expenses, and
yes,
stuff, medicines, treatments, whatever. And it's, and it should be your first concern. But then beyond that, though, there's so many other concerns too, because like so much of your resources and income is going to go to fighting the disease that you're going to, lack in other areas. Like, I recall, like, when my mom had cancer, like the first time her insurance wouldn't cover chemo. So she borrowed money from my grandmother to pay for it. But she didn't want to do this. She wanted to not have to worry about borrowing money for it. But like, because she was doing her best to pay for everything, like so many things, like we were short on a lot of things, like we had to go without. And I was young, I was like 10, 11, 12, and I didn't really know that much about what was going on. But I remember thinking that I needed things, like for school or whatever. But I wasn't about to ask for them, because how do you do that? It's
right.
But you need them, but it doesn't stop the fact that you need them, but you're not about to ask for them though either. Because everyone was sacrificing. So of course, you got to do it too. But that's what stood out to me. Cause I thought about how like a lot of people who have one kid, they'll have more than one kid, so when they're spending so much time in the hospital, they're not working, they're not bringing in an income. So it's not just, it's the whole family that's going to end up sacrificing. And that's what stood out to me about this, was that it sounded like this does whatever it can to alleviate that sacrifice as much as they can.
Yes.
And that's like such a blessing, I think.
Yeah. And like I said, it's, it's all from the grace of God of all our community and beyond that help us out. We'll do fundraisers locally, we'll do car washes and stuff, but for to get people from all other, we do fundraisers like for our birthdays. So I do one every September for my daughter's birthday, and so and everything goes to Love Like Crazy. So for Stephanie's birthday, we do that. So we do it for different things, and so, our community and beyond they're wonderful. We call them our mountain movers, because at Christmas time, we get donations for gift cards and presents and stuff for the siblings of the child that didn't make it, or the sick child in the hospital. So Christmas time, we always have a toy drive and an Amazon wish list, to where we can at least get these families to have a little bit of a Christmas.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's so awesome.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
yeah, so everyone listening, if you were considering supporting the channel or whatever, I humbly ask that instead you consider supporting this foundation, this organization, because
And we really appreciate and thank everybody from the bottom of our hearts. It's just, it's, you know, these kids deserve so much more.
Yeah.
And, you know, they were handed a bad thing in life. And we just want to make it a little bit easier for these parents and these kids in any way we can. You know, and it we've been there, we've done that, and we just want to make it better for them. Yeah.
Amazing.
I still will be doing it, even though I'm not going to be living in Washington anymore next to Sarah. I still will be doing it.
Well, at least you'll be closer to New York State though now.
Yes, I will. I will be closer to, it's just, I'm still in shock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it went about pretty quick too. I mean, I remember it seemed like you were just telling me that you guys were considering moving, and now it's like you guys putting an offer. You know,
went really fast. You know, so by the way, if the chat doesn't know, we're moving to South Carolina from Washington State. So I'm moving across the country. I never thought I would. I've been here since I was 7 years old. I'm 59, so I've been here forever. I never thought I would do it, but we're doing it. My husband's transferring to the office there in Charleston. And the thing is, though, we weren't going to move where we are moving because it is a commute for him. Okay. We were looking for a place closer to his work, but we just couldn't find the house for the money. Well, I'm actually moving in the same neighborhood as my best friend. We are a block and a half away from each other. We've known each other for 50 years. She moved there 4 years ago to follow grandbabies. I'm moving there because I can't afford to retire in Washington State. It's just too crazy. So yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, we haven't lived this close together in 50 years, you know. So yeah, we're neighbors. We'll be walking partners to the neighborhood.
That's so cool, though. That is so cool.
Yeah.
I hope. Yeah. I would love it if my friends and I choose. I mean, I don't even really talk to very many of my friends anymore. Just we're at that point in life, but like we started making more of an effort to, like, we went out to dinner not too long ago. Like we got to plan another one, but I don't know. I look forward to this next part of my life coming up where it's just stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun. We, like I said, there's another one I have, but she lives here. Her name's Susan. We've been friends just as long, and we all went to grade school together. And Simone and I went to junior high and high school together. But Susan, she moved to another town to live with her dad. So, but we're all still in contact all the time.
It's so cool.
So
it really is
cool. So yeah, I'll be busy for the next month or so. So if I'm not around, that's why. So,
okay.
So I'll be back. But I want to thank you, Erin, for doing this. I just want people to understand that, you know, you don't have to be like Katie. You know, right. People just emphasize with her, and she just got so mad. And yeah, it hurt. It hurt a lot when she did that to me. I was just kind of in shock. I was like, wow, you know, there's people that are like that. I haven't run into it, you know.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. Did bring me here. It brought me to a bunch of wonderful people, and so, you know.
Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you for agreeing to do this.
Yes.
You know, and I thank Charlotte too it was her idea. She kind of, you know, put this together, which I'm ashamed that it was her idea, you know, not ours, you know, but either way, I don't care. I'm just glad that it happened. So
yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you, everybody. Yeah. So
okay.
On that note, I am going to go eat. my dinner.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Thank you
yeah.
again, everybody. We appreciate you. And, I do.
Awesome. We appreciate
Well,
you too, Sue. Like, seriously, I
Thank
appreciate
you.
everything you do for the channel, everything, you being my friend, everything. So thank you.
Yes.
But yeah, go eat. I'm going to finish playing this though anyways.
Yes.
And then I'm probably going to go eat myself, but thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna go eat myself.
No, I didn't mean I'm going to go eat myself. I'm going to go eat.
I'm gonna go eat myself.
I myself am going to go eat. Whatever. I didn't realize how that sounded when I said that at first, but Michael was kind enough to let me know. What is this? Wait. Where are there two things here? Okay. All right, never mind. There we go.
I just wanted to come on and tell my story. So anyways, they didn't know why. They didn't know anything. They didn't really understand what was going on. He was really sick for like 48 hours. They just were like, he's not improving. He's getting worse. He's getting more reliant. We're having to add more interventions. We're not out of options yet, but we could be getting there. If he doesn't come around in the next like 12 hours, you're not going to bring him home. So that was on the 13th that they told us that.
I can't imagine a healthcare professional, doctor, whatever, just saying that we're doing everything we can, but if he doesn't come around in the next 12 hours, you're not going to be able to bring him home. Like, I understand you have to be open and honest about things, and you have to give them the cold hard facts or whatever, whatever they are. But I don't know anyone in that profession that's going to give the facts like that. I'm sorry. That's just crazy.
So he's admitted on the 12th, and then on the 13th, they told us he was the sickest child in the entire ICU and the highest risk for not making it. I remember falling on the floor in the ICU, and I was just like falling.
That's where it is, yeah.
And they were like, we don't really know what's going on. We're going to just like give him these steroids to see if it'll help. It could be that he has like low cortisol, or they said his cortisol levels were really low. So they were going to try these steroids, and it was going to be their last ditch effort to try to save his life. So we didn't sleep that whole night. And every hour, his blood sugar had been like 25, 30, 25 for hours. And they didn't know what was going on. And finally, by like morning, he had like a normal blood sugar. And they figured out what it was. And it was so scary. So, long story short, they figured out he had an adrenal crisis. And they were concerned that he wasn't born with a pituitary gland. And so, yes, he's had blood sugar issues since. He'll have blood sugar issues like his whole life. If my son didn't take medicine daily, he wouldn't live. Like he's on medication 3 times a day to keep him alive. Without it, he wouldn't be here.
Okay, let me ask you something here.
We have to have emergency medications to help when he's sick.
I imagine that most of us probably know a parent who has a child with was it type 1 diabetes, the insulin, dependent diabetes, because that's the kind that usually presents itself in, early childhood or whatever. Now, we may not all know someone who has a child facing this, or, for example, but many of us will know someone, either closely know someone or loosely know someone. How many times have you ever heard that person's parents refer to insulin as my child has to take medication to stay alive. Like my child, without that medication, my child would die. I mean, that's true. Don't get me wrong. But who the hell describes it like that? Who sits there and says, if it wasn't for my child's medication, they wouldn't be alive. If it wasn't for my child's insulin, they would be dead. Like, who thinks of it like that? It's so weird.
And we have to increase medications when he's for various reasons. But that was like the start of everything. Like that was the first diagnoses. But yeah, adrenal insufficiency is really scary. And not a lot of people have it. And not a lot of people have the kind that he has. His doctor said that like 1 in 500,000 babies is born like this. 2 in a million. 2 in a million. He was 3 months old.
I really hope
most people that have this have it from like.
I really hope that she doesn't go around saying to her son that, you know what, you're 2 in a million. I mean, it's still pretty impressive if you're 1 of 2 in a million. Sure. I mean, it's nothing to sneeze at, I guess, but instead of saying 1 in a million, you're 2 in a million. I hope that's not what she does.
From like autoimmune diseases. Children it's really rare to be born without a pituitary gland. And so he doesn't make any hormones. He's on a lot of medications. And that's just like one of the things that we deal with on top of all the others. But to this day, the scariest illness that we deal with is adrenal insufficiency. It was like this June. Can you please turn it down? Why are you gonna
see that? I'm gonna rewind that because she gets so mad at him. Oh my god, watch. Oh shit, what did I just do? God damn it. Why didn't that work? All right.
Call 844-677-2999. Spectrum Mobile has the fastest wireless speeds. And Spectrum Mobile gives you
see
a
if
free
I can get
internet
this
whenever
straight.
you want. With unlimited talk, text, and
This have it from like autoimmune diseases.
Why does it keep doing that? Oh my god, it's so annoying.
So get a Spectrum Mobile unlimited line for just $29.99.
It's pissing me off now.
Call 844-677-2999. Visit a local Spectrum store or spectrummobile.com today.
Arthritis pain? We say not today. Tylenol 8-hour arthritis pain has 2 layers of relief. The first is thanks. The second is long-lasting. We give you J-Back so you can give it everything.
Okay.
He doesn't make any hormones.
When you use the wrong meds for a lot of weeks,
I'm not going to forward it. I'm just going to let it play.
On a lot of medications. And that's just like one of the things that we deal with on top of all the others. But to this day, the scariest illness that we deal with is adrenal insufficiency. It was like this June.
She's going to get so mad now, watch.
Can you please turn it down? Why are you gonna?
It cleans better and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
and it's gentle on our skin.
Time-free and gentle is EPA Safer Choice certified.
So that's the end of that one. And we already played the second one. And I feel so bad for Todd in this moment because I feel like she ended that stream. She's pissed off that her chat there was not listening to her and was instead trying to empathize with her because they clearly weren't listening to her, right? And then Todd dared to make some noise in the background after she had now she's going on like 1 hour of streaming. Or no, wait, this was the first stream, so this was only 20 minutes in, but whatever. Todd dared to make some noise. Now I feel like Todd just got his ass chewed out because when she comes back for the second stream, you don't hear Todd in the background anymore. Maybe he's there and he just learned to keep his fucking mouth shut and be quiet. I don't know, or he just was like, got kicked out. I don't know. But I feel a little bad for Todd there. And I don't usually feel bad for him, but I feel a little bad for him there. All right, so or if Todd did want to hear, yeah. Oh, okay. So, one more thing I want to play. It's only like a minute or so, but I thought that this would wrap things up rather well. And you just have to remember where I put it. There we go. Yep. Okay, so this is I played this the other night, but I'm going to play it again. This is two clips put together, mashed together, where she's kind of passing judgment on the parents of kids who have health problems or whatever. And when they talk about these things, like on social media, she's passing judgment on what kind of parents they are. And then she comes right back up in his true Katie fashion. She just fucking contradicts everything she had previously said. Share screen. Here we go. So this is in my shorts, the YouTube shorts.
Because of it. I was like, this is literally the most toxic environment of people wanting attention and the competition of who has the sickest kid. It's the craziest dichotomy in the entire world.
Oh, it's this rare disease. It's like 1 in 15,000, which actually, if you think of rare disease, that's actually not super rare. I mean, it's rare, but it's not super rare. My son is like 1 in 7 billion. But I'm not trying to be snotty. I'm just saying, like,
you tell her, Todd
is like, and her daughter is fine, like. But not for his full condition. Anyways.
Stopped writing about my son in 2017 because of it. I was like, this is.
So there you go. So, and I feel like that this is a good little clip to wrap this up on, because really this what it all came down to in her live stream chat there, where she was scolding her viewers for daring to chat in the live stream chat. And this is what it all came down to. It was stealing her thunder. You know, I mean, she while she was in the process of telling her story of her alleged essay, she then said, I don't care what anyone else says. You're not going to come steal my thunder. That's the thing. When she's able to present herself as being some sort of victim, that's thunder to her. That's her thunder. That's the most fucked up thing I think I ever said. It really is. That's thunder. Wow. All right. I'm going to check out chat, and then I'm going to wrap this up because I'm coming up in 2 hours here. Let's see. So yeah, if you want me to see a comment or whatever, your best bet is to actually tag me in it, you know, to where you just do the @ symbol and then just put in like EKC, and the rest of it should come up and just hit, you know, because otherwise there's a good chance I won't see until like long after the stream ends, because I do go through the live stream chat often after the stream, but when I'm going through it while streaming, I try to do it quickly, so I just look for the little orange box. What are you doing? Are you peacocking? Oh, what? I couldn't. I didn't get the light right in my face. I can't see. He was peacocking. So, God damn it. All right. So, I'm going to get going because I have a feeling that the dog needs to go out too. I better take her out. But I want to thank Sue very much for coming on and for sharing this experience that she unfortunately had with Katie, you know, when she did. But thank you though for coming on and talking about it and sharing it with us. It's just crazy. I don't know. But like Sue pointed out though, you know, there are a lot of good things that come out of this crazy fucked upness of, you know, Katie's community there or whatever. And, you know, good friends comes out of it. Because really when you look at it, right off the bat, if you're like get blocked by Katie Joy or something, you have a community of over 10,000 people who you at least have that in common with over in the subreddit and a ton in the Discord subreddit too, or subreddit Discord. So yeah, at least being an anti gives you a bit of a community. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a good night. And I will not be streaming tomorrow because of the hours I'm working. If I stream again, it's not going to be until Saturday night. So I guess I'll see you guys then. Thank you. Thanks for being here. And thank you again, Sue, for coming on. And like I said, if you are in a position in which you would like to support the channel, I am going to ask you to not support the channel at this time. Instead, please consider supporting the charity here that we have linked in the description. We have it throughout the live chat. It's also going across the bottom there on the ticker, but it's lovelikecrazy.info. Consider checking it out and possibly donating. So, all right, guys. Thank you. Have a good night.